Okay, so good night, everyone. It's been a long time, but nevertheless, tonight is going to be a night talking about the goodness of the Lord. You know me as usual, it's always about the goodness of the Lord. But tonight, I want to focus on how good God was to me in finding a spouse. So, the Bible says, "He who finds a wife findeth a good thing and obtaineth favor of the Lord." And to the man, God says that the man should love his wife as Christ loved the church and gave it his life as a ransom for it. So tonight I want to talk to all the young people out there who are searching for a spouse. Now, let me encourage you. I was in your position where I feel frustrated. I feel like there's nobody in my church that I could get married to because everybody already married and the church never just have nobody there. But I should say to you, never give up hope because God is able. Sometimes your spouse is probably not in your particular church. It's probably in another church. And the person should be of same like mind like you, or else it will bring some form of division. So before I go into all of that, let me say to you, I met my husband at college. Now when I met him, he knew I was his wife, but I never knew. So we ended up going our separate ways, but we were good friends at college. I would go to him for every and any advice. When we say every and any advice, I mean every any advice. I would talk to my then he was my friend, my very good friend, and I would go to him and talk to him about just about anything. Even though I was a girl, I didn't really have a girlfriend. He was a guy, and I would present all my nitty gritty to him. So, cut a long story short, I started in my 20s, started dating and thinking that okay, I would find somebody. But I ended up not finding the person that I would want, because you meet some people, some of them tell you a lie, some just not nice and everything. But you know what I did one night was that I dropped to my knees, because you know, as girls, we all have our ideal. It must be tall, it must be dark, it must be handsome. And so we have a preconceived idea in our head as to what the guy that we are looking for in our eyes, how he should look. Probably some people want him muscular, six-pack, or some people want him look a certain way. But let me encourage you, young people out there. When I knelt down that night, I said to the Lord, I said, God, this is the ideal guy that I would want, but I don't know if this is what you want for me. I said, God, if I said him come slim, me marry him. If I said him come fat, me marry him. If I said him come short, me marry him. If I said him come tall, me marry him. But it must be your will, God. I'm tired if I look for what me want, and I can't find nobody. So God, whatever you want, that is what I want. And when I surrendered my will to the Lord was when I actually found my husband. I kid you not. I have my best friend, her mom was in church praying. And she said she was just worshiping the Lord. And she just heard when the Lord spoke to her and said, tell Sophia that whatever she's looking for, I have it put down for her. And her mom called me and she said, whatever you walk and look for, God said to tell you, say, him have it put on for you. So I said to the Lord, I said, all right, Jesus, since you have it put on, no more date, no more nothing. I'm done. But anyway, to backtrack a little bit, I was engaged to someone. And I stood in my church, raised my hand, and I worship God. When me hear God said to me 3 times, he's not your husband, he's not your husband, he's not your husband. So I call the guy and tell the guy, I said, look here, God say you're not mine. Poor guy bawling, bawling, bawling. But anyways, next morning I went to work. There was chocolate, there was roses, there was a bottle of wine, and everybody at my work was creating all this excitement. So I called him. I said, look, please don't send another flowers. Please don't send another bottle of wine, nor chocolate, because God says you're not mine. If you look 20 years down the line, I don't know what you're going to do. But I know God says you're not mine. And I had to break it off. And when I met my husband again, because we were good friends in college, you know, God actually confirmed to me, because I started seeking the Lord, because I didn't get a word from the Lord. He knew from a long time that I was his wife, but I didn't know. And I started seeking the Lord. I said, God, I need a word from you to tell me if this is the person for me. And so one night I was in my bathroom crying and praying to the Lord and saying, God, I need you to talk to me, because I want to make sure that this is the right person that you want me to get married to. And I kid you not, just like how I'm talking to you, that's how I heard the Lord's voice audibly. Don't care about those who are the skeptics. It don't matter what you think. But this is what God said to me. The voice I heard that night. I was fully awake. I wasn't sleeping. It was about 12 o'clock in the night, and I was up in my bathroom. The voice said to me, is not this what you asked me for? I am giving you the best out of my garden. And so when I got that word, I dried my tears that night, and I went to bed, and I went to sleep. And that put my mind at ease to know that, you know what, this is God's will for my life, and I'm going to get married no matter what comes my way. So young people who are out there, sometimes you don't know how God will. And my husband was not from my church. He was from another church. But we both believe, our beliefs are the same. And so when you need a spouse, it is good to seek the Lord. It is good to ask God, because only God can tell you who is the person he chose for you. Because it's when God chooses that person for you, even when you're going through rough times, tough times, times when it's not that great, you know that you're hanging everything on God, and you're leaning upon him for his strength. It's not about how the person look, if them have a six-pack, or if them look as, well, I'm Jamaican, if them look hunker, meaning that them have enough muscle and them look good. It's not about the outward appearance. It's about the inner heart, and it does the person love the Lord. Because if that person loves the Lord, they will love you in return as a woman. So you need to seek for a man that has a heart after God, not a man that is wanting to look. Of course, nothing wrong with looking good, but he must have a heart that is after the Lord. So that's my encouragement to you. I know it is a short video, but I want to thank God for his provision for me, so that I found a good husband. God bless you all, and have a pleasant night. And I hope I don't take so long to do another video. Bye.